Well, the weekend has found us. We got some plans today for this video. Gonna be planting some trees that I planted from seed. I actually got the apples off that scroungy looking tree down there. And I cut the seeds out and put them in cups and pots and sprouted them. And we got some little acorns and some maples that we got from around here that the seeds that I sprouted, and we're going to plant them on the back side of the property. There's frost this morning. There wasn't supposed to be, but I'm still going to go ahead as planned. I'm going to try on the back side, which I don't think I videotaped yet. I got a food plot that I'm going to put clover in, and then I'm going to put some sunflowers on a border. I'm thinking sunflowers. It may change as we get there. And then what else are we going to do today? We're going to do some spraying some weeds around our tree tubes. And I'll show you the little pieces of stovepipe I used to do that. Nothing special, but I mean, if someone's never done it before, it's simple. You know, if you've done it before, it's not a big deal. But if you've never seen it before, it's like, hey, at least for me it was like, hey, that's a good idea. All right, this is the first one of the acorns we planted from seed that we're going to stick in the ground. You see how long the roots are, the big roots got. We'll get this bad boy in here. Pack some clay around it. There's the first one planted. I'm excited to see what the difference between the roots look like on the one in the pot like this and the ones that were in the cups. Well, only one way to find out. All right, we still got clay soil over here. We're in a different spot. There's a little creek that runs back there. And these are the first of our cup ones. Okay, and this is another oak. Ooh. Wasn't draining the water. What I did, I had two little slits cut in the back. Apparently it wasn't draining the water that good. You can see the root. So the cup, I think, was big enough. I think we just have to work on our water draining methods. So basically I'll pack this one in. Ooh, must be good soil, huh? I'll set him on top when I'm done here. Had a little bit of excitement earlier that about 4 coyotes came out of the woods over there right at the crack of dawn when I was first out roaming around. And I had to grab my dog because he wanted to go running after him. And I don't think they were interested in playing. Alright, so I got them planted in, the oaks planted in, tapped down real good. We'll see how that does. Alright, let's see how this guy's roots look. So he was kind of starting to outgrow the cup a little bit. The roots are starting to jay around. Alright, we'll get this one there. I don't know what the dog's doing. And this one too, I mean, it seems like we got this time just about right. All right, we'll get that packed in. Hey, hey, don't be a meathead. All right, 3 of them planted. All right, we got a little hole here. This is an apple. Definitely not the pride of the growing fleet. It's one of the rougher looking ones. You can't really see any roots, and the soil just kind of fell apart as I was getting ready to pack her in there. So I'm not sure if this guy will make it, but we had them. Most of the apples we still have at home. I just honestly grabbed some of the littler or sicklier looking ones, because the other ones I may tube when I get them up here. But I didn't see any point in just culling these, so I figured I'd stick them in the ground, give them a chance. They're on their own now. All right, so here are my little stovepipes I use for when I'm spraying Roundup. This one I use for little like evergreen seedlings. I just welded up 2 tabs onto a little piece of round pipe. And what size is this? This is 8-inch furnace pipe, basically, or wood stove pipe. And I set it over the seedling. I spray around it, and then I pick it up, move to the next one. And this one, again, it's nothing fancy, but basically I just take this, it's a half one, and I stick it next to the tree tube, and I spray, move it. It just, there's no holes down there on that tree tube, but it just, other than the one, I guess, where the zip tie goes through. But it just makes me feel a little safer that I'm not going to get any of this Roundup on the tree. All right, I'll show you how I do her. All right, you roll on up to the tree. Put your thing there. Of course, get out of there. Spray a little bit, go around to the other side. All right, that's that in a nutshell. I could show you over and over again, but I don't think that'd be exciting. I got this little patch, this is just one little patch of tubes, and I gotta hit all these. All right, we got more lime to spread, lucky us. sorghum. We're going to stick this in the ground. What I'm going to do, I'm going to spread it with a spreader, and then I'm going to till it in like I did with the corn. If I can figure out how to open it. Alright. My dog's swimming over there. I've never seen this seed. Ooh. Wow, this will go a long ways. Huh. Okay, you want to make sure the gate is closed on this thing when you're pouring your seed in. Ooh, that's a lot of seed. We'll start out with this and see what the coverage looks like. Alright, we're gonna make the gate a little smaller for this. Alright. Only one way to get it done. That's pretty thin. Open the gate up a little more. That's probably about right, huh? Yeah, here's what we'll do. Alright, I'm up in my tree stand, and down there it doesn't look like much, but that's 1,000 pounds of lime. I didn't make it to the end of my little food plot here, but some is better than none. Now I'm going to spread some 12, 12, 12 on this, and then I'm going to till it, and then we'll seed some buckwheat into here. Alright, this is a spreader I like to use. Little solo you wear over your shoulder. It's got nice easy adjustments. Basically you just push this forward and that lets your seed out. You pull it back, no seed comes out. It's got a nice little stopper there. All you do is turn it and move it wherever you want, depending on how the seed's flowing. I'll load this bad boy up. Got buckwheat here today. There's gonna be some buckwheat growing here. Yeah, there'll be some buckwheat growing right there. Can't win them all. All right. Let me see. So basically we tilled it, limed it, fertilized it, tilled it again, and then I put a little more fertilizer on top of it. And I did a real light tilling to kind of smooth it out, make it look good. And now I'm just gonna spread this buckwheat on it, and I'm not even gonna cultipack it or nothing. I'm just gonna spread it on here, and we'll see what she does. All right, you see there we got a bag of feed corn, just a cheap regular old feed corn you buy at Fleet Farm. Now what I'm going to do, I loaded it here in my little solo spreader. I've already threw some out, but I'll tape it and show you how I do it. Basically you just walk along and I throw it out fairly thick just because it's pretty cheap, and I'm going to be tilling this to plant it. So I go over with a real shallow path on the tiller of the tractor, and it seems to have pretty good results. We seem to have been, in the past, we've gotten some pretty thick stands of corn out of it. We don't always get the greatest stalks, but at least it'll function as like a screen. So if I have deer in my food plot over there, the other deer over here don't get so excited. So I'll put this down and I'll show you how I plant it. Alright, now basically with this corn, what I'm going to do is I'm going to lower this down till it just touches, and where it's just throwing a little bit of dirt to where it'll just pretty much cover up the corn. And I'm gonna make a couple passes. That's too deep. Not deep enough. Alright, this little plot of ground here, my intention is to have this one be kind of a mixed bag. I'm not going to fertilize it, and I'm not going to lime it. I'm just starting to break ground on it, and then I figure next year when I have more time I can expand upon it and move up. Maybe eventually we'll get this whole or part of this field. Later in the summer I'd like to start tilling up so I can get that ready to frost seed for switchgrass going into next year. But here I want to have a food plot, and I'm not sure how big yet, but for this year this is all the bigger it's going to be. So I'm going to put some grain sorghum in here, some feed corn, and some black oil sunflower seeds. Now the black oil sunflower seeds are too big to go through my little solo seed spreader. So basically I use this high-tech device. I just scoop them up, walk through, and splash them around. And then after I spread all these seeds on here, I'll go through, do a light till, and then I'll post a video later in the summer and fall, and you can see if this worked. Maybe it won't work, and then this video will serve as a learning lesson. Hey, don't do that. Don't work. But anyways, I'm gonna get cracking on this and get her planted. Well, it's Sunday morning. The dog is on the hunt. But we're calling a stop to work. If you can see here, I had to use the bucket to get myself out of that hole, and I had to drop the pile of dirt I was carrying. The ground is just too soft. This spot, I wasn't that worried about the ruts, because we're going to subsoil this spot and then till it anyways after we get it graded. But yeah, the ground's too soft. It's just not efficient to work, causing more damage than production, I guess. But there's the little water we want to drain out with our ditch, and ditch runs along there, and then the second ditch will come up through and come behind, and that's the one we expect to drain this hole. This thing only holds a little bit of water in the spring, and the only reason it holds it is because it's clay soil. They had ditches in the past that ran along through here that came up, and we basically are cleaning them out so it can drain like it did when whoever had the homestead 100 years ago had it draining. But we're going to change her up, like I said, with another ditch that comes along the back, and maybe a water feature back there, like a small pond. But that obviously won't be able to be dug until probably end of July or August, just because it takes that long for the ground to dry out completely, unless we can sneak past on the back side and get this to drain. But we'll have to see. Either way, I'll document it and show you how I either fail or succeed at it. So if you're watching, you can go, ooh, don't do it the way that idiot on YouTube did it. Well, all right, I suppose I'm gonna wrap her up for the weekend here. The hillside is a mess. It is a mess, but we got it round up, so hopefully we can continue with our smoothing, and we got a couple more trees to take down. But once we get that all cleared out and smoothed, you know, and we get wildflowers on there, I think it'll look pretty nice. And maybe if I can keep at her this summer, we'll even get a pad for the garage poured up there, because we're going to build the garage before the house, because I need a staging area for my tools. So we'll see. Eventually I should have some videos on me trying to build a dovetail log house. So that should be interesting, and there'll be a video on me building the garage. I'm not going to do the concrete work. I'll have that hired in, but everything else I'm going to do myself.